Hey, good morning, everybody. Rory Powers, Right Line Trading. Happy Monday. Before we get going, let me mention that if you're not familiar with the risks associated with trading, please consult with a licensed financial advisor. This broadcast is for demonstration, educational purposes only. I am not a licensed financial advisor. Please consult with somebody, a licensed financial advisor. If you're not familiar with the risks associated with trading, they are significant. All right. Good morning, everybody. Hope you had a nice weekend. Your weekend is over. Time to cook the donuts. Good morning, Duke, Unc, Rao, Sam. Thanks for joining me this morning. Wow, big weekend, big news. Big news. The U.S. and China came to a consensus, an agreement to significantly reduce and de escalate the tariffs that went into effect last month. So, should make for an exciting week, an exciting session for sure. Rao's on a safari. All right. Incredible. Get some pictures for us, Rao. Sounds like a lot of fun. Beautiful trip. All right. Let's take a look. We don't like to have any unpleasant surprises. If today's your first day joining us here on YouTube, my name's Rory Powers. We're going to be showcasing our automated bots. And one thing we have to look out for is the trading environment that we're getting ourselves into, where we're going to be risking our money. It's a very news-driven market, and one news report can cause an extremely volatile reaction. So in order to be not caught off guard, we like to look at the Forex factory and see what the calendar has in store for us. Today is Monday, May 12th. If you're joining us today, that's the good news. Hallelujah. God is good. You are in the game. So let's see here. I don't see anything. Monday, May 12th. It looks like all yellow folders. We've got a few yellow folders. The Cleveland Fed inflation expectations is tentatively scheduled. And then we have Kugler and Taylor speaking at 10:30 and 12. So not a lot of economic news reports that I think are going to really affect us. What I think will affect us, we had a big gap up at the market open. Let's take a look at the overnight session. Look at this move up. Holy moly. Market opened last night to a big gap up with the news that the tariff war has been de-escalated, and a big pop up and a continuation up through the Asian session and the London Open right into pre-market, still headed up. Take a look at the stock market real quick. Well, you know what that means. Sometimes when we get these big gap up or down, when the bell rings, the market likes to fill in that gap. But I think we can all agree, our expectation is today is going to be a volatile trading session. Big money involved. Big money. Now, once these strategies are enabled, if today's your first day joining us, we have a beautiful diversified portfolio of strategies. And once those are enabled, they'll be running in NinjaTrader 8. That's the platform that you're looking at. On my right is a NASDAQ chart. On my left is the E-mini S&P 500 futures. The NASDAQ futures very liquid instruments, and we have a variety of different strategies running. What I mean by different is they're running on different bar types and bar sizes, time frames. And we look for the bots that are performing the best in this particular trading environment. We let the bots run through the overnight session, and when we get ready for game time, we have what we call a leaderboard. And my leaderboard is looking very healthy this morning. Some really nice options here. Our ES8U scalper is up $3,300 in that overnight session. This is also an 8 Unirenko. The Sim UB test is an 8 Unirenko on the E-mini. The ES30 range star up 2,600. The Haymaker, which is a signal A, high volatility signal A, big swings up and down, signal A entry. The 20 Unirenko signal A is up $2,000. The 2 minute signal A retirement plan up $2,000. Our crude oil 1 day pass, we have templates that are specifically designed for prop trading, for the evaluations. I had a question, an interesting question over the weekend, asking if he could trade the 1 day passes on his PA account or his funded account. And, the answer is yes. You can trade those templates, but there's a caveat, a but. But what I would recommend doing is reducing the number of contracts. The 1 day pass is trading the maximum number of contracts on a $50,000 eval. So by default, they come out of the box trading 10 contracts. So you absolutely could duplicate the 1 day pass templates, but what I would recommend doing is reducing the number of contracts that you're risking. The 8 Unirenko on the Steven, bot and drone. Steven had a good week last week. On the bot and drone are up early pre-market, and I always love to see my power play and velocity on the leaderboard. That's a good sign. But listen, we can't discount those signal A bots, signal A entries. Take a look at this 8 Unirenko entry on the E-mini. This was a monster long trade. It got in at 2 a.m. this 150 this morning, 142, and rode this thing all the way up to the moon. A monster on the E-mini. The entry was right at the VWAP and took off. That's a big one. That's a big one. All right, let me go to my questions. Good morning, MJ. Tom, good morning. Marcia, good morning. So happy for Marcia. Our prayers were answered. Marcia had some accounts that had temporarily vanished, and she was able to get those restored. Congratulations. Thank God. A lot of blood, sweat, and tears goes into that, and money. They're not cheap, especially when there's 15 of them. Oceans Canine, good morning. We are going to play the leaderboard. The one thing that concerns me, that's on my mind, is normally every morning we do our power play on the 30 range. And there were times right after the tariffs were announced, that the environment really got too volatile for a 30 range bar. It was just, the whipsaw was just too much. So Well, I'm going to keep an eye on the price action on that 30 range because I think there's going to be a tremendous, and it's just an assumption, a tremendous amount of volatility. I see my ES bots on the top of my leaderboard. The only NQ I really see that thrived was the 20 Unorenco, and it was on a signal A. Our retirement plan, which is a signal A. So we'll keep an eye on things. This is my power play on my trade copier. If you haven't seen the power play before, what we do is we use a trade copier and we put on some evals and PA accounts and we copy the power play drone across the PA accounts. I'm going to duplicate this in a new tab and I'm going to put my top ES bot. I'm going to put the ES 8U scalper here. And I'm going to change my leader account to the same one that's on my leaderboard. And I really put a heavy weight on choosing which bot. Very common question we get was, how do you choose which bot to trade on your live account? Good morning, Mark. And the way we do it is we go by our leaderboard that carries a huge weight. We also look a little bit further back on our performance, and we know whether or not it's an outlier or it's a dependable bot that does well. And if it is a dependable bot that does well and it's thriving in the current trading environment, like these ones on my leaderboard currently are, then we make a little tab for it on our trade copier and we're ready to enable it at the drop of a dime. So we're going to let the opening bell ring, obviously, and then we're going to let things settle down. I think the fireworks are going to go off. Hopefully we can use this volatility to our advantage. Looking at the leaderboard, we haven't seen a leaderboard like this in a while. Are all my bots winning? No. If I go down to the bottom, these are the ones that are losing. Okay, so I do have bots that are losing. I'm not claiming that they're all winning. It looks like our ES30 range one-day pass is in. Let's take a look at the one-day pass. This is a hot bot right here. This one-day pass on this 30 range has been smoking it. And it's right in our profit window now in a beautiful long position. After a retracement back to the 50, it jumped back in long and got in the profit window. So the worst case scenario on this trade is you're going to make a couple thousand. It's either 2,000 or 3,000 or about 1,750 or 3,000, right around there. So those are the bots we stay away from, the ones that are deep in the red. The ones that are deep in the green, we're going to keep a very close eye on. On the bottom left of my workspace is what I refer to as my lagometer. It's very important when you run these bots that you want low latency, high speed, low drag. Lag is drag. We want high speed, low drag. We want to get into these trades very quickly. They're very liquid instruments. There's a tick difference between the bid and the ask. So my lagometer, we'll keep an eye on that. We have a built-in safety mechanism that will prevent the trade from being executed if you have an over 2 seconds of lag. And for our morning power play trade, we look for an alignment of trend between our 20 Unorenko, which is on my left, and our 30 range, which is on our right. The trade gets entered on the 30 range. You'll see it on this. You'll see my profit target and my stop projected here. All right, the market just opened. We're going to get some lag here. Not too bad, though. Now, we had that big gap up. We could get a retracement here. The 20U is in. I had a feeling this was going to happen. This initial move to the downside could be a big one. Look at the volume. We're at almost 6,000 contracts a minute on the NASDAQ. That's huge. The E-mini's probably double that. It's filling in the gap. Now this power play is programmed. Bam, it took a full winner on the 20U. Boy, I would have loved to get that huge move down. The power play is programmed to start at 932, and we need a retracement. We have to have some kind of retracement back to the 50. We're just so far oversold right now. Oh, that was the entry there, huh? The first trade at the opening bell. Does it keep going? Let's get a bit of a retracement. Okay, the power play's in. I didn't enable it yet on my copier, but it does have a clear shot to the profit target. Love to see a nice retracement back to the 50. Man, it's going to go. Come on back to the 50. There you go. Come on back. Come on back to the 50. There we go. Here we go with this signal A entry to the short side. I'm going to go ahead and enable this. Wait, hold on. My 20U is headed up. Okay, here we go. That was a beauty right there. Good morning, Jose. Good morning, Stan. Thank you for joining us this morning. Need this break. We need a break of support. Breakthrough. 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 Okay, we're in. We're in on the short. Let's go. Let's get some follow through the downside. Come on down. Come on down. Push down through. Come on. Come on down. Oh, man. Push down through. Come on. Get my window. There you go. 250 or 5. All right, we got the 250. All right, we got the 250 across all the accounts. That's just what I was looking for. So I made a quick 750 across the 3 PA accounts. I'm going to take the PAs off and look to get a few more trades in on my evals. I got right where I wanted to. We look to make $250 to $500 across the PA accounts. Popped right back in short. Now our profit target is below support. I always want to move my profit target to where its price has a clear path to hit it. I don't want my profit target below support. I want it to have a clear shot. Bam, it hit it. I didn't get a full winner, but I'm not going to have it bounce on me and turn a winning trade into a losing trade. Now we get a break here, we're in business. All right, we're going to fire up our iBots now. My lag's going to go up for just a moment. That ES8U scalper's in another monster trade. AIES8U is in. Broke right through the VWAP. Great job, Mark. Yeah, that was a nice move down we caught. That huge gap up. I had a feeling it was going to fill in that gap. Here we go, the downside with this power play. Got a beautiful leaderboard today. Still getting some selling pressure here. Power plays back in short. Again, same issue with our stop, with our profit goal, our profit target. I want to bring it up above support. I don't want my profit target below support. I started a test bot that's using a 100 tick threshold where it won't enter a trade on the power play. Now here we go. If we get a break here, we could be in business. This thing could have some running room. Here we go. That's the entry we want right there. The break. Now we have a clear shot to our profit goal, profit target. That's the entry right there. Picked up another 250. Smart Velocity's crushing it. The power play's crushing it. Here goes the AI ES8U. Look at that. It touched my profit target. Personally, when I'm a tick away, I'm going to squeeze it. There's no reason to lose 10 ticks if you can only make one more. If you can only make one more tick, you want to risk the equal amount. I'm going to see if Sergio can make that profit window a trailer. As it gets closer to your profit target, that stop should keep squeezing down. Especially on the E-mini, it's 12.50 a tick. Nice. Great job. Great job, K9. Man, you're really picking up on this system really great. Good patience. Very good patience. That's one thing I learned from Friday's session. To wait for your trade, man. Wait for it. We were doing the review last week on Friday, and I was depressed because we never really had a great setup. I had only made like $100, and then during our review, the most beautiful, juicy setup came. at 10:30. Mark got 2 evals done. K9 rocked the power play. Listen, it's only going to go. I think it's only a moment. It's only a matter of time now before it bounces the other way. I get you get that feeling. We're going to fill in that gap from the overnight session, but then it could go right back up to the moon. But who knows? Took a minute. Better late than never. Better late than never. It's been a while since we had a leaderboard like this. It's great when that happens because it's hard to pick a losing bot. It's much easier when every single one of them's in the green to choose a winner. Here we go. Same problem here. I got my profit goal below support, so I'm just going to move it right at support. Give it a clear shot right at it. My profit window's in, and boom, it hit it. And we just hit singles. We'll give what the market will give us. We'll take what it'll give us. Nice. Okay, Marcy. Oh, I'm so proud of you. Great job. Great job. Do the same thing tomorrow. Do the same thing tomorrow. That's all you need each day. Not even that much. If you've got 15 accounts, you do the math. Let's bring up the calculator. Marcy has 15 accounts and she made 274. 274 times 15 is $4,100. If you made a third of that, you'd be thrilled. That's definitely a place to stop and smell the roses. Hope all the mothers had a really nice Mother's Day. Another entry into support. Another entry into support. I'm just going to keep moving it right above support. I'm curious to see how my bot did. I changed one of the bots to where the threshold, I have to have 100 ticks of clearance. It's this one. It hasn't taken. Oh, it's up 413. What I'm talking about, let me show you what I mean. In the parameters of this strategy, it's the power play strategy duplicated. The only difference is my clear first target value, I made 100. So it won't take a trade unless it has 100 ticks of clearance to the areas of support or resistance. We call those areas of support or resistance either the pivots or the VZ, the volume zones. So if I check those out, then my first target, if you want a clear path to your first target, and in this case, my first target is 100, But remember, we get into the profit window when it's plus 75. But we're not going to take an entry on this bot unless we have a clear 100 ticks from our volume zones or our pivots. Now, it's not going to take nearly as many trades, obviously. But I see the entry. I see that today it's up. It's on the IBOT 600 tick, risk 500. Now we could get our 10 o'clock reversal. Our 10 o'clock reversal on the Volkswagen on the ES30 range. 10 o'clock is usually the time of the morning that it gets into a monster reversal. We may have filled in that gap now. Our 30 range is trading above the 50. Market structure wise, our 30 range shifted and it's now taking long positions. 20 Unorenco as well. Retirement plans in. That retirement plan's red hot right now. It loves this environment. No, that's really great, Marcy. That is really great. See if we can break through resistance here. We got a lot of upside resistance. The ES is coming right back up into the VWAP. Here we go. We got a break here. Let's get a pop to the upside. See if we get our profit window here. All right. Now it's in the profit window, 250 or 500. One little push. We need a stiff breeze. Get up there. Oh, got the 250. So the power play, big morning. Here comes some iBots creeping up my leaderboard. The iBot 30 range on the NASDAQ. Wow, look at Rao. $5,000 on gold. Man, you could trade that gold on Forex. Here we go. We're getting the push up. 10 o'clock reversal. Here we go. Set your clocks on it. We had that ES Volkswagen is on fire. Let's go to the 12th. No, you're doing the right thing, Marcy. Stay right where you are. Do not change a thing. You're doing perfect. I would keep that 274. And listen, capital preservation is so important. Consistency. Consistency. David Wise, who's a full time trader, he doesn't have a job. His job is trading. And he doesn't look for home runs. If they come, that's great. But he really makes a living off of hitting singles, and he does it consistently. And I think that speaks volumes. And knowing what the rules are with the prop firms, consistency is the key. This is a juicy entry to the short side. The haymaker's just on fire. Look at the haymaker, that signal A entry. Our 30 range 1 day pass scored. Our 8U and 30 range and the retirement plan on the 2 minute, all doing extremely well. Look at this Volkswagen strategy. Since the 1st of May on my computer is up just under $5,000. It took a full loser. A full loser can be pricey. 1,200. But this bot's up 5 grand. This is the Sim VW. It's an ES30 range strategy. It's a beauty. In fact, you know what I'm going to do? I think I'm going to anticipate the on my copier. It usually gets into a monster right at 10. And what I can do is switch it on my evals. I'll put my leader account on that Sim VW. I'm sitting here talking about it. I might as well trade it, right? And lock her up. So now it's trading these evals. I'm going to turn it on. Try to get a trade on that ES30 range. Yeah, great trading day. You're right, Nick. We were due for one. See, it'll get in the profit window here. Bam, it's in. A lot of 250s today. It's not a straight path down. It's a little bumpy. A lot of 250s, but you know what? 250s are good. Take them. Power play's starting to catch the ebb and flow. That ebb and flow of the market. It's starting to get it. When it finds it, it just doesn't. It hits winner after winner. Coming up right behind me is going to be professional options trader David Wise, and he's playing the SPY super system. Ever since last week, one of my evals, it's really weird, number 49, it always shows up on my copier as having 0. Let me make sure. Let me bring up my Rhythmic. It's been acting so weird. Yeah, it's up $200 for the day. 201. I get a lot of slippage. It is a very volatile market though. So yeah, I'm up 200 across the three um, evals and a little more, about 225 across the three PA accounts. Back in again, underneath all that support. Let's give it a shot. I don't want it to trade into support. Okay, Duke. I thought we'd be watching the market soar to the upside, but it did that overnight. And the first hour of the market open, it's just a retracement from what happened last night. Let's see if we can, let's take a look at this ES on the 30 range, just to put it into perspective. If you look at a bigger look, a bird's eye view, you can see the gap up at the market open, and it seems like the market is just melting away, but it's really just retracing and filling in the gap, really just a small piece of the gap. The IBOT on the ES30 range took a long position. So it sensed from the stock market that there were more buyers than sellers right at this moment. Retirement plans absolutely crushing it. The signal A, the 2 minute on the NQ. See if we can get this last little hurdle on the 30. If you'll excuse me for just a moment, I got to run to the restroom. I'm curious to see if this continues to the upside. Come on, one good push up. Almost in the profit window. Oh, Trump is doing a news conference on drug prices. Okay, it got stopped out of that trade because it exited on the line change. All right, I'm going to run to the restroom. Excuse me for just a moment. Oh, okay. I think I have a gold chart up. Let me see. Yes, yes. Yeah, right here. Let's see what this chart looks like. Here's a chart on gold. Trading at 32.43. Had some good action on the 1-day passes. We had three of them that hit. Crude oil, the ES30 range, the NASDAQ 30 range, all hit on the 1-day passes. Kind of picked up where we left off last week. The 1-day passes have been hot. Apex does have an 80% sale. Buellnox, I know, has an 83% sale. Let's take a look at the 2-minute retirement plan. The retirement plan is a signal A entry. And we kind of started, when we first opened, started discussing the signal A entries. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on the 2-minute, and I'm going to change the account to that retirement plan. It's at $4,000. It's just incredible. Um, Getting this pop to the upside now. Both the ES and the NQ have reversed. 10 a.m. reversal. Let's take a look at this retirement plan, the entries. You can see what a signal A entry is when my RSI line in my Laguerre oscillator, this lime green line that's in my oscillator, when momentum shifts and it goes from the 100% line, it's pinned to the top, momentum shifts and breaks down through the 80% line. It's going to trigger a short trade, a short entry, if my 50 is red. I like to take these trades in the direction of the trend. I really don't like the counter trend. entries. So you can see nice and tight to the 50. We get the shift of momentum, and it catches that huge red candle at the open. Did the same thing here at 3 a.m. with a green 50. Momentum was pinned to the 0% line, popped up through the 20, took this long entry, and that one candle scored a huge. It took four entries in that one candle. 4 entries in a single candle, and it closed at the P&L target. So it made quick work of it. That's the retirement plan. In very volatile conditions, or these big news reports that come out, it does really well. All right, let's do a quick review of the bot's performance today. Very interesting session. I think we all came into it thinking we'd see a bunch of long trades, but it was pretty much the opposite. We got that pre-market, but once the bell rang, it was all about filling in that gap that we got from the overnight session. The number 1 and number 2 are both signal A's. The 2-minute retirement plan, NASDAQ, the 30 range haymaker, 3,300. The ES8U, my scalper, was up 33. My UB test, which is also an 8-unit Renko, was up 3,300. The NASDAQ 30 range 1-day pass, Param Roop, 3,063. The ES30 range, 2,600. Mac Truck, Signal A, up $2,000. The CL 1-day pass on the leaderboard was 1,700. The power play did really great. Had a great first hour of the market open. First half hour, it was on fire. And it continued to take some really nice entries. The sniper, the 20-unit Renko sniper, 1,100. On the iBot side, the ES30 range, bot and drone. That's the trade that we're watching here. Hey, Jorge, buenos dias. Sergio Rodriguez speaks Spanish. Él habla español. Yo no bueno. Mi español es no bueno, pero yo quiero aprender más. But Sergio speaks Spanish. And if you'd like, if you text me your phone number, I can have him give you a call. I'm going to put our phone number in the chat. And if you text me your phone number, I will have Sergio return your call, and he will speak, and he can speak Spanish. So the iBot 30 range, still in this position. iBot 16U, the 20 range. All of our Apex accounts got on today. The PAs about 245 or 250, and the evals about $215 each. So a grand total of $750 across the PA accounts. And between all of the accounts, about $1,400. If we look at our trade performance, going back, let's see where we're at. Keeping a running total. This is just the PA accounts, just the funded accounts. Congratulations to Tony. Congratulations also to Marcia. Congratulations to Rao. Congratulations, Mark. Ocean's K9. Got the real deal, the full power play. It's always nice to see other people making money. If I missed you or forgot you, I apologize. Okay, here we go. The PA accounts. This is from since January 15th. January to 5/12, just under 4 months. Just under 4 months. We're at 28.9. 28.9. We started the week strong. Consistency is the name of the game. We need another nice little slope up here to keep this curve going. So consistency really is the key. And we do it a little bit at a time. We don't look to make it all in one shot. And that's the nice part about this power play is it automatically conforms to the consistency requirements that the prop firms require of us. So all of the Apex accounts got on the power play this morning, and our 30 range velocity did very well. We have a lot of iBots that are breaking up above the water. To look at the ones that have lost, these are the losers on the bottom. Not all of our bots win. We don't have the Holy Grail. But we definitely have some bots in our toolbox that we feel will provide you with an edge trading these markets. And before we sign off, if you would, please like my video here on YouTube. The little like, if you hit that, it gives us a little momentum in the algorithm. God only knows how it works. But for some reason, it gets new eyes and attention. So if you like my video. Thank you, Gene. I'm trying to learn Spanish. You know, my wife is fluent. And she speaks French, Creole, Spanish, and English. I mean, she speaks Spanish. She blows my mind. You couldn't tell. I tell you that wasn't her first language. But with all the languages, she speaks them perfect. Carol, my charts are taking trades, but not showing on the workspace under positions. I'm going to give you a call right when I disconnect the. If that's okay with you, are you available to take a call, Carol? They're not showing. That might mean Carol, but they're not showing under positions. Thank you, Marcia. Okay, I'm going to call you, Carol. Carol, right when I disconnect. Thank you, Marcia. I really appreciate that. All right, everybody, don't forget David Wise, the wise one, is going to be trading the SPY super system coming up behind me. Let's see how this session. We got the first hour in from 9:30 to 10:30, but I have a feeling that after lunch it's going to be a different picture. But who knows? You know, whatever I usually think it does the opposite, and I'm not too proud to admit it. So I hope everybody, if you have some time, stick around for David Wise. If not, have a blessed rest of your day. God willing, we'll be back tomorrow. We'll do it again. Same time, same place, same channel. Let's get a perfect 5 for 5 week. We need the money. We need the money. Have a great day, everybody. God bless you.